Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bachelor Buzz News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Casting Mark Anderson from The Golden Bachelorette as the Golden Bachelor might save the series because he may be the nicest man on TV. As the first unscripted dating show on older folks' romantic life, the program created television history and quickly became popular with network television viewers. Based on the same structure as The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, the spin-off modified it for older widowers and divorcees. In the show's first season, 72-year-old Jerry Turner handed his last rose to 70-year-old Teresa Nist after dating 22 unmarried golden women. A few weeks after making their relationship public, the septuagenarian couple got married in a grandiose broadcast wedding. The brand suffered greatly when the couple only 3 months later announced their divorce. The Golden Bachelor Season 2 is under pressure to restore the show's damaged reputation after Season 1 ended with a hasty divorce and an imprudent marriage. This is where 58-year-old Mark comes in, since the Bachelor franchise needs a hero like the wholesome father of 5. The retired Army veteran's brief appearance on Season 28 of The Bachelor marked his broadcast debut. The tall widower's quiet fortitude and emotional vulnerability immediately won over fans, and a celebrity was created. After an uncomfortable date, Joan sent him home, but he was later chosen to participate in Season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette. If the franchise is astute enough to cast Mark before another fortunate woman removes him from the market, Joan's loss might be their gain. Jerry, who was 72 years old when he was cast in Season 1 of The Golden Bachelor, is significantly older than Mark, who is 58. All of the contenders' ages would clearly be determined by the lead's age. Mark's women would have to be younger than Jerry's, who tended to have women in their 60s and 70s. Most of the women would likely be in their 50s, but it is feasible to cast women older than Mark. Casting slightly younger people might offer some variety to the brand, even though it's fun to see septuagenarians search for love. Casting ladies in their late 40s is the one thing that producers of The Golden Bachelor would have to avoid at all costs. The idea of the show would be completely betrayed if a man in his late 50s dated a lady in her late 40s, even though that could make perfect sense in real life. Not including those in their 40s, the goal is to document the romantic lives of senior citizens. While it might be entertaining, The Golden Bachelor shouldn't focus on middle-aged people's romantic life. Mark had a much more natural path than the majority of Bachelor franchise hopefuls, who must apply to compete on the unscripted dating show and endure a drawn-out interview process. During Season 28 of The Bachelor, he made his broadcast debut. When his daughter, 25-year-old Kelsey Anderson, submitted an application to vie for Joey Graziadei's affections, his adventure officially began. Kelsey took Joey to Louisiana to meet her father, whom she loved, when it came time for hometown dates. Mark sent Joey and Kelsey a photo album with pictures of him and his late wife taken throughout the course of their lives together, hoping to give the young couple a taste of his own wonderful love story. The lovely present is the epitome of the kind Bachelor lead Mark would be. Although he may be a touch reserved, a lot of what draws audiences to him is his quiet power. After Jerry and Teresa's divorce, his sincerity would be crucial in restoring the brand's image. Mark was a single widower who was still grieving the loss of his cherished late wife several years before he made an appearance on The Bachelor Season 28 and The Golden Bachelorette Season 28. Prior to her death in 2018, Mark was married to Denise Anderson for 18 years. Denise was in the Army, just like Mark, and they met while serving their country abroad. Due to their intense love, Mark and Denise eventually had 5 healthy children, including Kelsey. During his time on the show, Mark spoke extensively about his late wife. He discussed how he and his late wife tried to live as much of their lives together as possible before they simply ran out of time on his last one-on-one date with Joan. One of the most charming aspects of The Single Father is Mark's unwavering love for his late wife, even after all these years have passed. The narrative will move viewers. Mark led a life of relative anonymity long before he appeared on Bachelor Nation shows, and he would have no trouble returning to his former way of life. Mark didn't seem interested in becoming famous, in contrast to Jerry from The Golden Bachelor Season 1, who seemed to love the limelight and fame. Instead of adoring strangers, Mark seems to be a quiet, thoughtful man who is much happy with friends and family. Mark's appearance on Season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette had already increased his profile. Mark could easily turn his franchise cameo into a lucrative career as a lifestyle influencer if he was looking for fame and money. Kelsey, his own daughter, was able to leave her position as a junior project manager to focus on her developing career in social media. Both she and Joey have amassed sizable social media followings, and Mark could attempt to emulate them. He hasn't, which could indicate that he doesn't want to be well known, which would be fantastic for the franchise. Another benefit of having Mark as the main character in Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor would be the inclusion of Kelsey and Joey. Kelsey has always been by her father's side and has his back. In fact, Kelsey accompanied him when he arrived at the famous Bachelor house in the first season premiere of The Golden Bachelorette. Kelsey was the first to exit the limo as it approached Joan. Joan, who appeared thrilled at the chance to know Mark more, was introduced to him by her. Although Joan and Mark's relationship ended tragically, fans may expect to see a lot more of Kelsey and Joey if Mark is chosen to be the next series star. The franchise might gain from Joey and Kelsey's participation because they are blissfully engaged and very well liked. Long before Season 1 of The Golden Bachelor premiered, Jerry misled producers about his relationship and professional situation, demonstrating his poor judgment. Jerry claimed to be a retired restaurateur, but in reality, he had sold his neighborhood cafe many years prior. Since then, he has been working as a maintenance man, doing various odd jobs. He later claimed that he performed maintenance work as a volunteer in order to justify it. To make matters worse, Jerry made up the story that he had been unmarried since the death of his late wife, Toni Turner, in 2018. It was discovered that Jerry had been in a long-term relationship with a live-in girlfriend in addition to having begun dating right away following the death of his wife. The relationship ended horribly after Jerry abruptly threw the woman out of his residence, which made things worse. Mark is already far superior to Jerry, and it's difficult to see him acting dishonestly. If Mark had any secrets, they would have been exposed long ago, as seen by his previous appearances on other Bachelor Nation programs. Despite being a decent enough man, Jerry turned out to be more complex than first thought. Mark is the kind of person Jerry's admirers anticipated him to be, genuine, kind, and receptive to true love. Mark is the type of individual who can restore the franchise with his genuine kindness and sense of duty, whereas Jerry made poor decisions and ultimately damaged the Golden Bachelor brand. Mark would be the ideal lead, but ABC needs to act quickly because he might not be available for long. Barbara Woods, a television actress best known for her role on the One Tree Hill series, was recently pictured with Mark. Mark is dressed as Prince Charming, and Barbara is costumed as Cinderella in the Halloween picture. The possibility of Mark and Barbara dating delighted some viewers of One Tree Hill and Season 1 of ABC's The Golden Bachelorette. Mark might not be available to host The Golden Bachelor Season 2 if ABC doesn't take immediate action. Joan concluded that Mark wasn't the right man for her after a really uncomfortable alone date. In a scene from Season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette that Bachelor Nation uploaded to YouTube, Joan told Mark that something missing between them and sent him home. Even though getting kicked out hurt Mark, he was thankful for the opportunity to be on the show. Being on the show was a wonderful experience for Mark, and it made him realize that he was ready to let love back into his heart. Since Denise's death, Mark has been single, but he's now trying to find love again. He found closure while he was on Season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette. He had buried his wife many years ago, but he had never been able to let her go. Mark may not have found true love while on Joan's season, but it did help him see that it was time to let his heart open once more. In Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor, Mark is in an excellent position to find true love. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.